Hey guys, welcome back to the development tank. We're here, we're live on site, super excited. This property, 24 Colling Ave, Carnegie. We broke a record in Carnegie a month or two ago. We're back with what I think's even better product. Now, we're here today. Claire and I have been talking. We've got these amazing products that are finishing. We're going to deep dive into the detail. We're going to challenge why we did things, what we could have done better, and what turned out amazing. So, super excited to take you guys there. You're going to learn a lot here. So stay tuned and we'll get into it. All right, guys, here we are. Claire, welcome.
Thanks for having me. This is exciting.
It's exciting. So talk to me, Claire. This project we bought circa 2 years ago with a permit, and you threw the permit in the bin.
Yes, we definitely didn't buy it for the permit, which you will probably touch on, but we're acknowledging we've got a permit, but we started again, like as early as concept stages of design and went all the way through application into council again. Yeah,
great. So I remember it because we bought it. We bought it for a good investor client of ours. The plans were a bit underwhelming. But the quality of it, the location we know very well, but also backing on to Packer Park, we thought we could really do something with that.
And I mean, people watching right now can't see, but we're sitting here in front of the kitchen, which is looking at tall trees. That's all we can see, which is just, it's unheard of in Melbourne.
100%. I think we've done a lot of townhouses over the years, and I think that aspect and that feel out there and that alfresco is probably the best I've ever felt, hand on heart. We joked about it before. We try and back onto reserves. It's a bit of a thing. I think they're definitely a great point of difference, but to have the thick gums and the thick bushland on your back fence and then it enters the reserve, I think is a real point of difference for this property. That's a good point. It's not that you're looking, there's a big oval and playground. You're not seeing people or any of that. It's purely, you could be in, outback Australia. 100%. And you've got no idea that really we're in the heart of Carnegie with left field, the coffee shop, straight over that fence and probably 500 metres? 100%. You're cutting through the park, getting your coffee and cutting back through. And when you're out there, I genuinely notice the how quiet it is and the birds that you can hear. So anyway, as you can tell, we're very excited by the park, and that's why we bought the site. Like Claire said, we redid the plans, and we'll take you guys to different parts of the property that we think are the real value and talk you through the reasons why we did things. But essentially achieving side-by-side dual occupancy, circa sort of 14.5 metre frontage. We'll show you guys, but it's got a slope. It slopes back towards the park, which allowed us to put in a couple of steps into the living, Claire, and take it from our usual 2.7 high ceiling to our 3 metre ceiling, which we're sitting in now. And our doors at 2.7, which allow you to really see that park aspect, and a drop-down bulkhead where the linear bulkhead unit sits in, which is a nice touch for out in these living zones. But for me, it's a 4-bed, 3-bath, bedroom down, 3 bedrooms up, a retreat that's up, which is super nice. It's got some built-in furniture, and then this interior design layout and spec, which is probably one of our better ones, which will really suit the Carnegie market. I think just touching on the spec, the fact, like you said, we've got 3 metre ceilings in here, which is often people get a bit nervous when they see steps on the plans. We designed that way to save costs in construction, so follow the slope if you can. Yep. But it's quite beautiful to separate your living zone and your kitchen from the front where we've got another master and study, which I think is really nice. But what I was going to say is this interior, we've taken the joinery all the way up to create a really wow moment in the kitchen. It feels a lot bigger than it is. And the integrated fridge, but straight away, I've shown this to a lot of people already, and it's automatically loved the interiors. Well, that's the thing. I think, a week ago, you were here with the photographer taking shots, and you like to work with the photographer and get the good shots, but you were, throwing a bit around on your socials, and the people that was sort of the noise that was coming from, just your sort of community people just loving, the way Build Her Collective have done this one and done another great job, how they've put together the colours and the spec. So really noisy from that friendship group of yours.
And I think we've probably, in this scheme, we've probably gone out on a bit of a limb in terms of the colours. It's not a standard white and black or timber and white or grey. It's like a soft sage green, which I think from memory is called like veludo colour. It doesn't show up heaps of tinges of green, but it's kind of a moodier feel, which I think that's why everyone is drawn to it.
Yeah, 100%. And I think tying in with your sort of landscaping and bush feel out the back, the natural stone's a really nice touch. What's this edge you called again? Is it a shark
nose edge? So this is
edge. I know my stuff, Fisher.
This is a grey tundra from Signorino,
yeah,
which is beautiful. We've got the ABI tapware and the undermount sink.
Is that a gunmetal finish?
That's a gunmetal finish.
High end for sure.
Really nice. And the Smeg appliances, and then the Fisher & Paykel integrated fridge and the black. So you might not be able to see on film, but they are a timber stained black Kethy handle, so they're really beautiful too.
Yeah, nice. So this one for our Carnegie, sort of Glen Ira sort of type buyer, I feel like this is hitting the market really well. Probably a bit higher end than what we might have done in this area in the past as prices have increased. So I feel like the mark's been really hit. Like we're joking about the bifold doors that can open up out there to the entertaining area. I think a lot of things have been hit here.
I think what's exciting about this one is that it may not have the most highest resale or be targeting a record in Carnegie, but when we speak with Beck from Build Her and you talk about creating moments, this house it's a bit smaller than the one we sold the other month, but it has all those moments. And I feel like even in a slower market, this is the house and these are the interiors that will draw on emotion.
Yeah, no, I couldn't agree more. When superstar Bonnie, our videographer, walked in, he said, this one just feels secluded and private and that sort of thing, which when it comes to real estate and that sort of thing, I think that can really appeal to people. Walking in and feeling private and then walking out, having a great outlook and aspect, but still feeling private. And that's what this one does, like we spoke about our Oakley project in Carnegie, which was a few weeks ago on the Dev Tank. If you missed it, shoot back and have a look. But it's circa 30 plus squares. These are closer to 26, 27 squares, maybe 26 and a half. So, genuinely a bit smaller. But, geez, as you walk through, they've got similar things, but probably smaller spaces proportionately, whether it's retreat, bedrooms, everything's just a little bit smaller. But the vibe and the feel here is really on point.
Well, this is the perfect or prime example of a house that is smaller. So I guess when we talk like size, land, it obviously warrants a bigger price tag.
Yeah.
But sometimes when it's smaller, if it's fitted out correctly and designed well, once you add furniture and all those extra layers, you use each space as efficiently as you should use a space. So it kind of makes more sense at the other end. You're not left with open spaces that aren't used for purpose.
Yeah, spot on. I think with your 4-bed, 3-bath, you've got a single car lock-up garage, you've got a beautifully fitted out study at the front, you've got a built-in pantry, like the list goes on. So you've ticked all the boxes and you haven't got space for the sake of having space. So I feel like the purchaser who buys this will fall in love with it. And as we know, with any Little Fish product, it's all there is. It's one of two. If the developer decides to sell the other one, it's one of two or it's one of one. So for anyone looking at it that fall in love with it, I think they'll be pretty motivated to get it.
Yeah, once we go through, I think it will showcase that every area is used perfectly. It's a real fit for purpose, what you said before. It's got every area that has been designed really efficient. It's joinery in the retreat, so you know how to use that space straight away. The master, the ensuite, the walk-in robe, the study, like you said, every area is fit for purpose. So I think it's a smaller design, but more efficient, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, 100%. So, okay, so let's get to some other areas, but high level, We bought it, we put the plans and permits in the bin. We thought we could do better, which we have. We've ran that process, which has been great. Contracted the builder. Build took probably 12 to 14 months potentially.
A little bit longer than anticipated.
A little bit longer coming out of that COVID sort of hangover place, but it's come up really well. Couldn't be happier. Handed over, furniture's gone in, and something else you're going to take us through, Claire, is the soft finishings, shutters at the front, all those little bits and pieces that we get ready for sale. And obviously the furniture's in, which is amazing. So taking people right through the timeline of the project, yeah, fantastic.
I said to someone yesterday, you get to this point and you've put timeless, I guess, years when you're talking, a couple of years, money, build costs, potential variations. You put a lot of time and money into this development and you're getting down to a 4-week campaign and an auction, and that's it. And I think it's a really easy point of the project to skimp out on those things and go, I'm not putting any more money into it. I've spent enough, it'll sell how it sells, and potentially it will. But to skimp out now, I think, is the worst thing you could do. So the soft furnishings, the shears, the shutters, the furniture, and the right photographer, they all play a part in drawing people in. And I mean, we'll walk through this, but it's not about putting shears on every single window, but it's about enough so the end person can come in here and go, I could live here. I can see how I could live here.
Yeah, no, 100%. Couldn't agree with you more. The investors spent millions of dollars, literally, and to get to the end, and like you said, it may sell really well with or without a couple of these bits and pieces, but even for your own peace of mind and for us to be able to say to our investor, no stone's been left unturned, we've crossed every T and dotted every I, we're there, and just to have no doubts, I think's just important to help you sleep at night.
You say that so often when we get to the end of a project in the office, and it's so important just to think that we didn't spend a couple of extra $1,000 to paint the boundary fences.
Yeah.
And then there was a comment, let's say, I'm speaking hypothetically, a comment at auction going, oh, that sort of let it down for me. Like you'd be turning over.
100%, and you don't know. And yes, could someone go, okay, I'll just paint the fence, I'll do this, I'll do that. But I think it can be even more subconscious than that. For someone to walk in and really just go, everything's done, we're finished. Like all we need to do is bring our furniture in. I think there's a subconscious element to it that, wow, this has been really finished properly. And if you miss a few things and suddenly the potential purchaser's starting to eye off things and starting to just believe it's not finished properly, where if they walk in and we are done, I think that means a lot. So, and even for us, for our own, I guess, pride and that sort of thing, you come in, the investor's been in, he's wrapped with how it's come up, everyone's really happy with it, and now it's over to the marketplace. So, and like you said, 2 years, this is why we do it. Like have a look at the place. Like it's come up amazingly. So yeah, excited to see the rest of it, how it came up.
Yeah, should we do it?
Let's do it. Okay, Claire, we're here. We're about to head inside. We're out the front. We've gone a Hamptons look and feel. Where did that come from?
I remember when you handed this, or you and Gav handed this over to the projects team, you said there was feedback from the agent at the time saying do something Hampton style, a little bit more traditional, weatherboard. We were doing a lot of modern at the time. I guess that most townhouses are modern, even if they have the pitch, there's a lot of modern out there. So that drove heavily the Hamptons feel. Yeah, no, I do remember that. And yeah, modern is quite common, but he said, yeah, do something with the pitch, weatherboards, bit more traditional. And here we are, we've done it. Agents wrapped with it. First open was last week. The market's wrapped with it. So yeah, excited. Landscaping's done. Everything's considered. Fences are painted, Claire. So I guess just to get our heads around out here, rain gardens are in. We've had some rain recently. I love that when you finish a townhouse and you've got the good stuff out of the sky fisher. But everything's done. Big retaining walls are done. Exposed dag, it's finished. It's got the clear seal on it. So I'm feeling pretty good. It's ready. We painted these just last week. We got the painter in to do the external. I know we touched on that in there. It's a small thing, but like you said, it is completely finished. There's not a cent more that the purchaser needs to spend.
Well, I was here a couple of weeks ago and the fences weren't done, and as you stood here, you know, you didn't think it was a big thing, but now I'm sitting here and we go, hey, we did it, and you're sitting in here and everything's done. Everything's new inside the envelope of this property.
It's nice.
Let's get inside. Okay, Claire, so first off, you got your study. Well-appointed joinery, full height joinery, shelving, desk, got your plantation shutters there, a great space for a home office, work from home scenario, kids doing VCE, doing study, all that sort of stuff. But this is a pretty good size.
So often we leave this open, right? In a bigger townhouse, we'll leave this open and for the end user, and we've probably got more spaces in a bigger townhouse for a study nook. I think going back to what we were saying, how these are a bit smaller, every space has been considered for that reason. So while we have enclosed the study, we have a genuine study space that's completely fitted out. We've got a wall light, we've got open shelving. It's beautiful, and it's a home office. We've added the shutters to the facade only. Again, that's going back to those 1%ers, which we like to do to get ready for sale, but at the same time, we don't want to do the whole house. It's extra money. It's about letting the end user decide what they want to do and how they want to furnish it. But this room, and I love that it's at the front, but I walk into there, and I walked into here last week when I first saw the furniture, and I thought, I'm in love with this house already, and it was only the study, and it was the first room.
Yeah, to walk straight in and go, wow, here's the home office. As soon as you walk in, shut the door, having meetings in there, online meetings, all that sort of stuff. It's suddenly like, all right, these guys haven't skimped out. You look at that joinery and you go, if that's what you met with, drawers, cupboard, full height, you feel like there's a bit to come.
The colour's beautiful, the wall light, the shutters, the styling, again, going back to getting the right stylist. I know Bonnie will get a shot of this, but this is a straightaway, if first impressions are the way to sell a home, this is the way to sell a home.
I think as soon as you see this, you go, wow, how considered all this space is. So I'm sort of, and that's the thing, as you know, I don't get to all of the projects throughout the stages. So sometimes you get that, oh, wow, okay, I haven't seen this finished, or I saw it at frame stage. So when I first come through, I thought, oh, wow, like there's a bit more to see here, and the anticipation was there. So study, tick.
Okay, so walking down the hallway, I feel like I need to correct myself because every dev tank I say that I try and remove the bowling alley. This doesn't feel like yes, it's a long corridor, but with the two different levels, it creates two zones, and automatically you can see a difference in height from the front door, if that makes sense. So it doesn't feel like it's just a long corridor of nothingness because you've got two different levels and two zones.
Well, I think, yeah, for me, what it did for me is I was anticipating what was going to be down here. So for me, I'm not concentrating on that hallway. I'm going, hey, I need to get down there because it looks like there's a bit going on. And not to mention, this is the south unit. So there's a north unit, south unit. But the natural light, lights are off, create a mood. Natural light that's coming in the middle of winter through into the hallway. But I think, like you say, what the back room is actually sort of bringing, I'm anticipating getting down there. So I think I'm focused on that rather than the hallway.
And ultimately, you can't have everything in townhouses,
No,
and this
that's
is
right.
not the biggest townhouse. So I think it's a win-win.
No, 100%. You always need a compromise. Even on bigger townhouses, there's a compromise, and you've got to put in the good areas and the good moments, and I think we've done that. Let's head to the bifold doors. So I think, Claire, for me, entertaining, park, great big deck here, 8-seater table, grass out there for the kids to play on, cheers, TV on, footy on. What a great entertainer.
It's beautiful. We don't often do bifolds. I think these got through because Sasha, who was looking after the project, loves bifold doors. I guess the downfall is smaller window panels, but it really suits this house because as we go through and we'll get to the master, we have long, thin windows. So it really talks to this house. But the benefit, obviously what we can see is that you can open the entire space and have that indoor-outdoor living combined.
Yeah, 100%. I think definitely a winner, Sasha. Well done. 10 points to you. But to open this up on a nice day, yeah, home run. So loving it. And park out the back. So as Bonnie showed us, gum trees, you can hear the birds. Yeah. Like if you turn the sound up, guys, fish, you're out there, you're dialed in, you can hear the birds. And not often you hear that, you know, in sort of the suburbs of Melbourne. So really fortunate where we are.
You feel very alone, which is a great feeling in a townhouse because obviously, hear that bird?
Yeah, crazy, on cue. No, you're spot on. It's very secluded and very private for sure.
And then looking back at the kitchen, this is my favourite shot. I actually asked the photographer the other week when they were doing a shot to make sure that we get this sort of squared off with the pantry and the kitchen. But that full floor to ceiling joinery in a 3 metre, I want you to go stand there just to give the viewers a look how tall it is. Because Peter is quite tall. Massive storage, but also an impact.
Joinery's high, stones on, gunmetal finish.
Love it. Great
natural light along here. The buyer might put some shears along here, might put rollers, I'm not sure. But Claire, this pantry is a ripper. It's just a ripper for a townhouse of this size to command a pantry like this, sink in there, open shelving right around, no door, so ease of use. I think just, yeah, to be able to jump into a 26 square townhome and have a pantry appointed like this, 10 points.
2 sinks, you put your coffee machine in here, do all your messy and day-to-day work out here while you can keep your feature kitchen free. I think the main thing about this you often see in developments where the pantry is down-specced because it's hidden. Yeah. What I love about this, we actually took off the door in the interiors stage and we heightened the height of this sort of entranceway and created, even though they are very separate, created one space, if that makes sense. So they talk to each other. We've got the same joinery, the same stone, the same feature handles, but you still get that same high-end feeling moving through.
Yeah, I feel like it's just an extension of the kitchen. Beautifully appointed. You could have this on show just like you got the kitchen on show.
And talking about those special moments, right behind you, we have the wall light. So at night, when you put that wall light on, that shot that you're getting from where you're entertaining is beautiful.
Yeah, love it, Claire. This is a ripper. Should we head upstairs? Claire, something you really notice here, like I said earlier, south-facing townhouse, but look at the natural light. No lights are on. Massive big window, south-facing, but look how much light is coming in, and obviously the skylight there. When you get natural light in a townhouse,
beautiful.
You've done it.
Often we try to design where we have stairs coming up to a retreat space or an open space so we get that natural light. Again, we didn't with here given the different levels, but what we've done is this feels huge when you walk up. You don't feel like you're walking up into a corridor because of the 2 light areas.
And so Claire, some split level scenario here, which obviously worked in with downstairs, but anything split level creates a zone effect, I feel. Skylight there. You've put the sheer curtains in here, which has created an amazing space. You got built-in joinery, potentially TV opportunity, stones up here. How good a space is this?
It's beautiful. I had the photographer comment straight away on this. They said, wow, look at this space. And they've shot this area. The feedback from the agent was she's in the retreat at the time. So, and that's it probably leads us into, and I touched on it earlier, but don't put shears everywhere, don't put blinds everywhere. Let the end user decide that, but put enough there that you can walk up like you just haven't gone, this is beautiful, I could live here.
Yeah, 100%. And it's not even you know, yes, you don't just want to keep spending money for the sake of it, but like you said, it's showing and showing the end user how they can do things, and then they can go off and decide on their own. So this is a really great light-filled space for a south unit.
Beautiful.
Yeah, this is such a nice secluded home. Oh.
Shoot that, Bonnie, because that's beautiful. There's your shutters and your secondary bedroom, but that's about creating moments in a house, and the shutters have done that. So the master bedroom, I love having a bit of a pathway from the hall or the retreat into the master. So the bedroom, if it's left open, the bedroom door I should say, you don't see straight into the bedroom.
Yeah, and there's just a bit of separation between, you know, your retreat, you're living there, and where you spend your time in here. Obviously, as everyone can imagine, we're backing on to Packer Park Reserve in Carnegie. So the outlook here is amazing. Like to spend time up here in your master and to be, you know, sort of greeted with that every day, I'd be pretty happy with that.
So usually we do masters at the front, generally, from a townhouse and a design perspective. Obviously for the reason being the park and that outlook, the master needed to be at the rear.
Yep. Yeah, fantastic. You know, on a nice day, windows open, to be spending time up here, I think's, yeah, a no-brainer. So for the people buying this property, this is where they'll reside, and it's super important for the people playing along at home that you do actually think about. I think it matters the way you think, because the people that spend the money, that are going to spend a lot of money on these townhouses, where are they going to live? Where's their special space? So I think it's always important just to remember that when you are designing these and fitting these out and doing the spec, because if you can get people falling in love with this, it's probably less about bed 2, bed 3, this, that. It's about, oh wow, they can really see themselves in this space.
Absolutely. And it's a big master too. And this is going back to exactly what you just said, seeing themselves in the space. It's about the right placement of furniture. So while you've got your large queen bed, which could easily be a king, potentially unfurnished, someone wouldn't understand what to do with this space here.
100%. I think to have a master that's a queen king, great. And then to be able to put, like you say, a dresser and a chair, people are feeling like it's a proper master. Walk-in robe, well-appointed ensuite. So beautiful walk-in robe there, Bonnie. And then ensuites hitting all the right spots as well.
Double basin, large mirror, storage, and quite a large shower. And
so everything you need up here, the spec's really good. The gunmetal grey fittings, I think, have been a real hit. So anyway, those interiors really on point.
I think they've added to the moodiness, that colour. One thing, I know it's a small thing, but an in-wall toilet, it's got to be my favourite part of an interior designed house. Yeah. It's clean, it's easy to clean, and it doesn't look like all toilet. Looks like half a toilet.
Yeah. Anyway, it's funny what people love.
It's nice.
But yeah, ripper space. Let's go and have a look at a couple of the other rooms. All right, Claire, so up here we've got bed 2, 3, and a bathroom.
That's it. And all on a different level to the master, which is quite nice.
Yeah, it is. It is nice. Yeah.
So secondary room, I guess south facer, we decided to keep the large window.
Yeah.
With overlooking, we've had to screen the bottom. But how much light is in here?
Heaps of natural light. Again, as I've said a few times, lights aren't on and they don't need to be on, and it's the middle of winter. So tick, joinery looks good. You know, this is a bit of a standard for us, obviously. Built-in joinery. Really.
You know what? I can hear Beck speaking, but creating that touch point.
Yeah.
Like the joinery is beautiful. It's a wood matte finish, but then also these are really quality handles, black matte finished handles, and you touch those and you go, I love that.
It's the touch points, yeah. And again, the gunmetal.
Yeah, so we've carried the gunmetal through.
Yeah, I've noticed that, yeah.
That's a really nice add-on.
100%. What heating and cooling have we got in here, Claire, just for the buffs out there?
So we've got ducted, zoned,
yes,
between level 1 and ground, but we've also got its own ducted split system. Bulkhead unit in the living, which you would have seen when we were downstairs.
So in these tight townhouses, to achieve that, obviously the pitch roof really played into a ducted system, which for me, zoned upstairs, downstairs, heating, cooling, game over.
I love a ducted system. We couldn't fit it in the living. To be honest, I don't mind having the living completely zoned separately, because if, like you said, if you're entertaining down there and you're only it's summer and you're only in that space, that's probably all you'll have on.
Yeah, and I think the linear grills look pretty high end. The bathroom looks great, Claire. Natural light, frameless shower, built-in bath.
It's nice, it's moody, it's everything you need for an additional 2 people up here.
And bang, in-wall cistern. Happy days.
Easy to clean. Again, a lot of light, which is really lovely coming through.
Nice. So this one's the last bedroom. It's got the shutters, and just due to the width and the way the design worked out, we're able to achieve a built-in robe, which is a little bit of a point of difference. Great storage in there for a teenager, whatever it might be, but a ripper built-in robe.
And I guess lucky that the secondary bedroom for this house has got the shutters because it's at the front. I think what's great about, we keep talking about that park, but there was just no need to put any furnishings on those windows at the back. The end user might, just for privacy, but you really want to showcase that park. So don't spend the money there that you're going to lose the best feature of the house. Here, the secondary bedroom showcases exactly what you can do with shutters.
All right, awesome, Claire. Thanks for taking us through that. Please, guys, tell us what you liked about it. Tell us what you didn't. Hopefully you, Fisher, imagine you on your couch, popcorn, big screen, watching this in HD. But please, guys, tell us what you like. We've got a fair few projects finishing, so we can do this week in, week out. We can go to some building sites. Where do you want to see us on the road? Claire, amazing property. Well done to you and the team. It's come up really well. Going to auction in a few weeks' time. Fingers crossed the buyer falls in love with it. Well done, and we'll see you in a couple of weeks.
Exciting, maybe on site again.
Maybe on site. Well, talk to us, guys. Where do you want us to take you? To the sites we're buying, construction sites, finished product? List them out. Get involved in the comments. I know you'll have a comment there, Fisher. Again, well done. I think probably it's one of the better ones we've completed. So super exciting that we keep bettering our best here at the Fish. And well done to the team.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Please, guys, like, share, subscribe. Anyone that's going to get value out of that. We really hoped you enjoyed Little Fish taking you on the road. And as always, happy developing.